Hi everyone, welcome back and thanks for joining me. Today is different. Today we're using scraps. So to start, I have a 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 cardstock. Then I pulled just a bunch of scraps that I had. And I just keep these, just to throw them into a drawer and they're just there when I need them. So for your first piece, you just want to pick one of your pieces. I'm going to put glue on it, and you can either put glue on the piece or on the cardstock itself. And just wherever you start, that will be your focal point or your first piece that you're going to build around it. So we'll lay that piece down. And then from here, we're going to put all the pieces around it. Now, when you do glue these down, you want to make sure that you've got some straight lines. They don't have to be all straight, but I'll show you what I mean when we get further. And you also want to make sure it goes over the edge like I just showed you. So we're going to put this pink one, it's just a polka dotted paper, down at the bottom. We're just going to lay this one right there. So that kind of cuts off that line. And then we'll do another piece. Now, if you glue the cardstock itself, then you can kind of maneuver your piece and decide where it fits better as you lay it down. So we're going to put this piece on here. And then you can see I've got kind of a weird shape on top, but it actually will look really good when it's done. So I just lifted that just to make sure I don't have any glue that I'm stuck to the cutting pad. And we'll put a piece here. Now this is too big, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this back. So let me grab my scissors. I'm just going to just hold my finger where I need it, and I'm just going to cut just a little bit of it off. Now I'm not going to cut it perfect shape. Now you can see it goes over the edge just a little bit, so I'm just going to cut just a little corner of that off. And if it overlaps just a little bit, that's okay, and I'll show you why when we get further. So we'll glue that piece down. So that will fit right in there. And then we'll do this green checkerboard. We'll put this at the bottom. I think I want 2 pieces down here, so let's see what else we can use. Kind of like that there. Let's put this flowered one here. So again, the shape will be different too, because the card, it'll look different once we cut these off. It looks so cool. All right, so we're going to glue this piece down just right there. So I'm just going to put glue on this entire bottom section. And then we're going to glue this one piece just to that little section. And again, you see how it's hanging over. And then we're going to glue this checkerboard right to the bottom. And again, if it overlaps just a little bit, it's okay. Perfect. Right, and you can see I'm over the edge on all of it. Right, then we have this pink piece. It's a pretty big piece, but again, I don't want really super big pieces on all of it. I want some smaller pieces. So I'm just going to cut just a little piece off on here. And then we're going to glue that piece right to there. And again, I like gluing on the base piece, just so that in case I want to move a piece, I've got the glue where I want it. I'm not putting glue on the piece I'm not going to glue down. Right, and then we're going to take this green one. And again, this is going to be too big, so I'm just going to cut a piece off. And we're going to put this piece right here. And again, just making sure it lines up. Now, if it doesn't quite meet up, again, that's okay, because we're going to add another layer on top of this. Right, so those are all glued down. So this is what you'll have. So I'm going to grab my trimmer. And right now I'm just securing these down. So I'm going to grab my trimmer. And we're just going to cut away. And you could use your scissors if you're not comfortable cutting it. I'm just going to line up on my track and then cut off the excess. If you're more comfortable with scissors, just go ahead and just cut it along that edge with your scissors. I'm just afraid with scissors I won't get a straight cut, so that's why I like to use my trimmer. And I'm just lining the cardstock up against the track so that I can have that straight line. And then we'll do the last one. And then let's get rid of the trimmer. And we'll get rid of all those pieces. And this is what you have so far. So now we're going to add the next piece that really makes this card pop. So you want to start somewhere where you're going to have a straight line. So like right here, so I've got it almost halfway through the card and it's just a straight line. Now you can either use your quick dry glue or something, but you want to use a glue that you can kind of move this around in case you don't get it straight. So I'm using the quick dry glue. I'm just going to go to that seam. Now you can go a little bit down because we're going to put another piece on there. So let me just grab one and show you. So we're going to put another piece right there. So it doesn't have to go all the way to the line. So you can just go just a tiny bit down. And then we're just going to glue that and just cover up that seam. And then just go ahead and cut that off. Now you can cut it all the way off. I just didn't, but you can cut those as you go because you can use the excess to glue down another section. So what you want to do is you want to go through all of these and we're just going to glue down where we've got the seams where the two pieces meet. So that's how it looks. So as you can see, it really makes it pop and makes it look really nice. All right, then for the next one, we'll do this other side. And again, I'm just putting glue, just a thin line, just where the two the cardstock meets each other. And then just bringing that down just a little bit and then just sticking that down. Now we'll glue this long one and we're going to go all the way across. So we'll glue this one down. I'm just lining it up so it meets the other green pieces that I did and covers again that seam. Now, when you get to the pieces, well, let's do this one first, and I'll show you what you want to do on the ones at angle. And again, you can do this in any shape. You can make, triangle, squares. You can do this any shapes that you want. It just really turns out nice. All right, so when we get to the other side, when you've got the angled ones, what you want to do is you just want to snip just a corner off just to make your little angle. If you do too much, like this one's just a little bit too much of an angle. So I'm going to cut that back, just not make it just as sharp of an angle. And then that will glue right to there. So now I'm going to cut this. So I'm just going to line it up and see where I need to cut it. And I'll line it up. Let me turn the card so you can see better. Right, so line it up. And then I'm going to cut it just so it's even with that next line, just a little bit shy of it, because that next piece is going to lay there. So you don't have, it doesn't have to fit exactly, but you want it to go from piece to piece. So like that. And then that will fit just like that. All right, so we'll glue that down. And then this piece will go next to it. That's why I like to use a quick dry glue, as you can see, because I'm trying to move that piece just to make sure it's lined up. Okay, that's good just right there. So we cut off these extra pieces. And then we have one more to do. So we have this last corner to do on the bottom. So I'm just going to grab one of the little pieces. And these strips are about 1/4 of an inch, so they're not big. And I just used the cardstock that I cut from the 8.5 by 11 piece to do the 6 3/4 by 4 3/4 piece. Right, so that last piece is down. I think if you have more that are angle cuts, just make sure that you just cut it and test it before you glue it down. So we'll take that last piece and we'll cut that off. And now you basically have taken just all of your scraps and made this really fun patchwork card. And then I have this sign that says love on it. And we're going to just glue that down to just a white piece of paper. And then I'm going to glue that to this piece. And I'm going to put it just right, just about there. And then I have just a piece of paper that is 7 by 5 or 10 by 5, and that will be for the card base. This piece will go on the inside, and it says, makes the world go round. And then this piece will go on the front. So this is not a interactive card like I normally make. I just was watching everybody make cards with scraps, and I thought this would be a really cool, fun card to make. And then we're going to use some pop dots on here. So I'm just going to put a pop dot on each end. And we'll put that just right on the card. And then I've got some just little heart stickers or embellishments. They're a little thicker, puffed up hearts. And we'll put these just on a little sign. And we'll put one there. We'll do one more. We'll put it on the bottom next to the other one. And that is it. That is my patchwork card. No die cuts, just using scraps. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it gives you some thoughts on making some of these cards. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And until next time, happy crafting, and I hope to see you real soon. Bye-bye.